a freaking IKEA chair. The season 3 finale of The Mandalorian has been a colossal disappointment. Colossal disappointment in so many ways. Everything down to reuniting Grogu and Din Djarin for no apparent reason, even though Grogu's story kind of was concluded in the season finale of season 2. That was weird. Moff Gideon came back because we knew he would. Bo-Katan took over the show, the second half, and The Mandalorian has turned into a show not about the Mandalorian, but about the Mandalorian in the plural sense, as in it's about the Mandalorian as a people. Was it planned that way? I don't know. Rumors are abound out there. Rumors are abounding that Jon Favreau is out after this season, that, you know, he did his best. He did his best to make good Star Wars at Disney Lucasfilm. Alan, quick thoughts on that before I show you what I'm about to show you, which is going to shock you to the core.
Yeah, I feel bad for Jon Favreau. You just get the sense that he tried and he was blocked by those above him. And
right.
And they would like to get rid of him like they got rid of Gina Carano.
Why do you think? Okay, so that's, I think, part of the thing is that the Gina Carano thing, like a lot of people found it that I think that may have been one of the reasons that he really didn't have full control over his show.
Yeah,
that I think is one of the reasons.
I think it's ego. I honestly think it's ego. I think the higher ups, not only at Disney but at Paramount with Star Trek, that these higher ups they cannot allow one person that is not in their league or in their circle to run away with the series, even though they do amazing things. I mean, I mentioned it before. Andor is probably the best Star Wars that Disney Plus is putting out. It's not the perfect, it's not the greatest, but it is clearly the best. But the thing is, Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni are not involved with Andor, barely.
Right.
And what they did with Picard versus the rest of Star Trek, they let one guy go out on his own and prove that he can score a home run with it, and now they're going to shut him down. And that's what it seems like is happening with Jon Favreau.
Well, I want to show you a piece of a video from one of my favorite YouTube channels. If you have not subscribed to OralNuts, and I need to spell it for you, OralNuts is AURAL nuts, like an astronaut. So OralNuts has this channel, and they do these like weird videos where they'll mix up like Star Wars or something. And they posted a video this week, which I thought was very good. I'm going to play you just a little bit of this video. I'm not going to play the whole thing. And we may even talk over it a little bit, but I want you to see it because it proves a point. I'm going to go full screen with this in a second. So as we get it started.
Have you ever removed your helmet?
No.
Has it ever been removed by others?
Never.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
Come on, Alan,
this is the way. This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way. This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the way.
This is the.
All right.
To keep my immune system supported.
Get it. All right, forget that for a second. Okay. The video is here to make a point. And the point is this, very simply. They took every instance from The Mandalorian season 1, 2, and 3, and they kept score of exactly how many times the phrase "this is the way" was uttered. Would you like to see the final numbers? And care to guess for season 3? First of all, which season did characters say "this is the way" the most? Which season? 1, 2, or 3?
Oh, having not seen it, I will say 3.
Okay. And how many times would you say that people said this is the way in season 3? A
Season
guess.
three,
How about this? How about this? Under 100, over 100.
well, when you put it like that, I'm gonna go with the over then. Even though
Over. I'm gonna give you the numbers.
Insanely unbelievable, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the over just because.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, here we go. So here are the final numbers. Okay, not only did it go by the which character said, the armorer said this is the way 17 times in it. Mando said it 13 times. So these are the characters, by most times they said it. Paz Vizsla, I didn't even know that was the name of the character. 11. Bo-Katan only said this is the way 6 times. Wait, can you hear the lawn people in the background? No?
Barely.
Okay, good.
Talk.
Okay, no joke. In season 1, this is the way was said 24 times. In season 2 and season 2.5, how they kind of broke it into kind of 2 segments of seasons. They said it 11 times in season 2. In season 3 of The Mandalorian, this is the way it was uttered 187 times.
Oh my God.
So I don't know what that says. You know what it says? It kind of reminds me of when I used to write back in the day for other magazines and they paid really well. I was fortunate enough to write for some magazines that paid $1 a word. This was back in the 90s when money was worth something. Those were, now they pay barely 10 cents a word, a penny a word. It's crazy what like outlets, media outlets will pay. I'm talking about print magazines. It's nuts. But this is the score of the seasons of The Mandalorian, which I think just shows like, have you run out of ideas when you've taken things? I don't think "May the Force be with you" has been said more times than "This is the way" in even season 1, which was 24 times. It's utterly ridiculous. So
yeah, I would almost guess that in each of the movies, "The Force is with you," "May the Force be with you," it's probably said less than 10 times.
Well, it's usually once in a movie. It's a thing you get to say once. You say, "May the Force be with you," or the one thing it's always said only once is, "I've got a bad feeling about this." It's in all the movies. I've got a bad feeling about this. But I thought I would point that out as a way to just a way to show like, are they running out of ideas where they're just repeating things that are utterly ridiculous? I don't know, but it's yet again another kind of nail in the coffin, I think, of Disney Star Wars, is the repetitiveness. We're now, at first you thought like, this is the way, that's kind of a cool thing to say, like, but they said it so much in the 3rd season that it just got utterly ridiculous. A freaking IKEA chair.
My thing is, it's such an uninspiring saying.
Right.
I mean, if you've seen the last episode of Picard, they make a big deal about these phrases. And I don't know, "This is the way." I mean, really, is that something we want to put on shirts? And I don't know. It just feels it should be better. Oh my God, this is Star Wars, for crying out loud.